Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. If you've been following the world of rare coins, you might have heard that some 1972 Washington quarters can fetch shocking amounts of money. But what's the deal? Why are these quarters, from over 50 years ago, worth so much? Let's start by taking a look at this coin and what makes it so fascinating. Rarest coins. The 1972 Washington quarter was minted in large quantities, much like every other quarter that came before it. Struck with the iconic design of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse, it's part of a series that's familiar to many of us. But when it comes to rare and valuable finds, not all coins are created equal. So what makes the 1972 Washington quarter stand out? Let's find out. The 1972 quarter was minted by the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. However, it's the Philadelphia Mint's P-Mint mark variety, especially the one that carries errors, that has caught the attention of collectors. Rarest coins. Most 1972 quarters were produced in high numbers, meaning they weren't rare or valuable in their basic form. Over 500 million of them were struck in total. So why would anyone think these could be worth a fortune? Well, it all comes down to rarity, condition, and errors. Let's break these factors down and see what makes a 1972 Washington quarter a potentially priceless discovery. Before we dive into the specifics of the 1972 quarter's value, it's important to understand the key factors that determine how much a coin can be worth. First off, there's rarity. The fewer the number of coins in circulation, the higher the demand from collectors. But just because a coin is rare doesn't mean it's valuable. It also needs to be in good condition. Coins that are well preserved and have no wear or damage are always worth more than heavily circulated ones. And then, there's the biggest factor: error coins. A simple mistake during the minting process can lead to a coin that's worth far more than its face value. 2 million rarest coins. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter: the errors. The 1972 Washington quarter became famous for a specific type of mistake that happened during its production. Rarest coins. The most valuable 1972 Washington quarters are those that have a double die error. This occurs when the coin's die, a metal stamp used to strike the design into the coin, was misaligned, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the coin's image. These errors often show up in key areas like the word liberty or the phrase "In God We Trust." If you look closely, you'll notice that the lettering looks doubled, as if it's been stamped twice. Alright, so how can you tell if your 1972 Washington quarter is one of these rare, high-value error coins? Here's how you spot the double die error. Rarest coins. Examine the Liberty and "In God We Trust" inscriptions closely. A true double die error will show a clear shift in the lettering, creating a second image that's offset from the original. Look for the effect in the details of the word liberty. You should see the letters L, I, B and E appearing twice. If you're lucky enough to have one of these in your collection, you could be holding. Welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. If you're into coins, history, or just love discovering hidden treasures, then this video is for you. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1995p Washington quarter, and why this particular coin is creating a huge buzz in the numismatic world. What makes the 1995p Washington quarter so special? Let's find out. The 1995p Washington quarter is part of the regular series of quarters minted in Philadelphia in 1995. The P-Mint mark indicates that it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. But before we dive into how much these coins are worth, let's first take a look at the basics of this coin and why it's catching the attention of collectors. At first glance, the 1995p Washington quarter might seem like just another coin from the 1990s. In fact, over 1.3 billion of these quarters were minted that year, making them quite common in circulation. So, how could one of these coins be worth millions? Well, let's get into the details. Rarest coins. The 1995p Washington quarter is part of the regular series of Washington quarters minted from 1932 to the present. The obverse features the iconic image of George Washington, while the reverse depicts an eagle standing on a branch. The 1995p was released during the 1990s, a period that saw the production of billions of coins. making the 1995p relatively common in the grand scheme of things. So, what makes the 1995p Washington quarter stand out from all the other coins that were produced that year? The answer lies in a rare minting error, and this is where things get really interesting. Rarest coin errors can make a regular coin extraordinarily valuable, and in the case of the 1995p Washington quarter, there was a unique error that caused some of these quarters to be worth far more than their 25-cent face value. We're talking about the 1995p. A rare double die obverse error. The double die obverse (DDO) error occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing the design to be duplicated, or doubled, on the coin's surface. This results in a visible doubling effect on the lettering and other design elements on the coin. In the case of the 1995p Washington quarter, this error appears in the Liberty inscription and the phrase "In God We Trust." The doubling is most noticeable on the lettering, where you can see a shadow of the letters that appears next to the primary ones. It's subtle, but once you know what to look for, it's unmistakable. Rarest coins. The 1995p DDO is one of the most sought-after errors in the Washington quarter series, and since this error is relatively rare, it has caused the value of these coins to skyrocket, especially in higher grades. So, what are these error coins actually worth? A 1995p Washington quarter without the DDO error is worth just 25 cents. But a 1995p with a double die obverse error can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. In recent years, 1995p Washington quarters with the DDO error have sold for anywhere from $1,000 to $10,000, depending on the coin's condition and the severity of the error. Coins in mint state or those with higher grade designated by professional services like PCGS or NCO can bring even more. Some collectors have paid as M. Could a 2017p Washington quarter really be worth millions? You might think it's just a regular coin, but you'd be surprised. The 2017p quarter is one of the most intriguing and valuable coins that collectors are hunting for right now. In this video, we'll break down why the 2017p Washington quarter is causing such a stir in the world of numismatics and how you might just have a rare treasure on your hands. Rarest coins. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into coins or you're just curious about how ordinary pieces of currency can turn into millions of dollars, you're in for a treat. Today, we're talking about the 2017p Washington quarter. You might be wondering, how can a coin minted just a few years ago be worth a fortune? Let's explore this rare find together. Rarest coins. The 2017p Washington quarter was part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, celebrating national parks and landmarks. While millions of those quarters were produced, it's the P mint mark on the 2017p that holds all the intrigue. This is the first time in over 80 years that the Philadelphia Mint had placed a mint mark on its circulating quarters. Okay, let's talk about why this coin stands out. The 2017p Washington quarter isn't your typical quarter. It all started with the United States Mint's decision to release the 2017 quarters with a mint mark a pound to celebrate the 225th anniversary of the Philadelphia Mint. For over 80 years, quarters produced at the Philadelphia Mint were issued without a mint mark. That changed in 2017 when the Mint decided to include the P mint mark on the quarter for the very first time since 1932. This marked a historic shift in coin production, making these 2017p quarters more than just a piece of pocket change. Rarest coins. So, why is this so important? Well, when the Mint decided to release the 2017p quarters, they didn't anticipate that collectors would go crazy for them. And that brings us to the next key point: a rarity. As with all rare coins, one of the most important factors in determining value is rarity. The 2017p Washington quarter is rare because it marks the first time in nearly a century that the Philadelphia Mint struck quarters with a mint mark. Imagine this: you have a coin that's just 25 cents in face value, but because of its historical significance and the way it was produced, it suddenly has a much higher value. The Philadelphia Mint produced billions of quarters over the years, but the 2017 P was different. It became a collector's item as soon as it was released. So, why does rarity matter so much? Well, the 2017 P Washington quarter quickly became highly sought after by collectors because it represents a milestone in minting history. And once demand for these coins surged, their value shot up. Rarest coins. But there's more to the story. While the 2017 P quarter itself is valuable, what's truly exciting is the possibility of error coins. A minor mistake during minting can make a coin worth far more than its face value, and the 2017 P is no exception. Some 2017 P quarters have been found with minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks. These errors, though subtle, can make a coin far more valuable than you might expect. One of the most popular and valuable error types is the double die error, where the coin's design is double due to a misalignment in the minting process. Think about it. When a coin is struck twice, with the second strike slightly off from the first, it creates a unique look that makes the coin rare and collectible. Some of these 2017 P error coins have sold for hundreds, even thousands, of dollars at auction. So, what's the value of a 2017 P Washington quarter? Well, that depends on several factors. Could a 1996 P Washington quarter really be worth millions of dollars? Sounds too good to be true, right? But in the world of coin collecting, some quarters from this year are selling for incredible amounts. Stick around as we dive into why the 1996 P Washington quarter could be hiding a fortune and how to spot a valuable one. Rarest coins. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we're all about rare and valuable coins. And today we're talking about something truly fascinating of the 1996 P Washington quarter. While most quarters are worth just 25 cents, certain 1996 P quarters have been known to sell for thousands, even millions of dollars. But how? What makes this particular quarter so special? Let's break it all down. Rarest coins. Released as part of the regular circulation series, the 1996 P Washington quarter was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, and a P mint mark is found on the obverse of the coin. At first glance, this quarter seems like nothing more than a typical coin from the 1990s, but there's more to it than meets the eye. The 1996 P Washington quarter was part of the regular minting run in 1996, a year when hundreds of millions of quarters were produced. In total, the Philadelphia Mint struck over 600 million of those coins. So, why are these coins suddenly so valuable? The answer lies in something rare, something unexpected, an error that makes certain 1996 P quarters stand out. The 1996 P Washington quarter has a relatively low mintage compared to other years, but that alone doesn't explain its high value. So what's the catch? Let's dive into the world of coin errors. Before we get into the specifics of the 1996 P quarter, it's important to understand why certain coins like this Onia are worth so much more than their face value. $1 million rarest coins. First off, there's rarity. The fewer coins there are in circulation, the more valuable they become, especially if the demand is high. Then, there's condition. A coin that's been well preserved, free from scratches or damage, is much more valuable than one that's been worn down by time and circulation. Finally, we get to the most exciting factor: errors. Sometimes, a mistake made during the minting process can turn a regular coin into a rare and highly sought-after treasure. Rarest coins. So, what makes the 1996 P Washington quarter so special? Well, there was a particular error that occurred during its production that made some of those quarters extremely rare and valuable. The error we're talking about is a no mint mark error. In 1996, the Philadelphia Mint was supposed to strike the quarters with the P mint mark, indicating they were minted in Philadelphia. However, due to a mistake in the minting process, some of the 1996 P quarters were struck without the P mint mark at all. While it may seem like a small detail, the absence of the mint mark made these coins incredibly rare, and for collectors, The rarity of a mint mark less 1996 quarter skyrocketed its value, $1 million rarest coins. Let's dig deeper into how this error happened. The Philadelphia Mint had been minting quarters with the P mint mark for years. However, when the 1996 quarters were being struck, the die used to stamp the mint mark onto the coins malfunctioned. This caused some quarters to come out without the P, leaving them with no mint mark at all. Rarest coins. Usually, these types of errors are a result of faulty equipment or a breakdown in the production line. The 1996 P Washington quarter, without the mint mark, became one of those rare mistakes that would later become highly valuable to collectors. So, if you come across a 1996 Washington quarter with no mint mark, could a simple coin, like the 2002 P Washington quarter, really be worth the millions? Sounds unbelievable, right? But the truth is, some collectors are paying huge sums for those quarters, and today, we're going to uncover the mystery behind them. Stay tuned as we dive deep into the world of rare coins and what makes this particular quarter so valuable. Rarest coins. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're into coins, treasure hunts, or just fascinated by the hidden value in everyday items, you're in for a treat today. We're talking about the 2002 P Washington quarter, and you might be shocked to learn that this coin, from over 20 years ago, has some rare varieties that could potentially be worth millions. Let's start by understanding what this coin is and why it became so valuable. Released as part of the regular circulation in 2002, the Washington quarter is one of the most widely recognized coins in the United States. It was struck in Philadelphia, identified by the AP Mint mark, and is part of a long series honoring George Washington, the first president of the U.S. Rarest coins. But what could make this coin, which most of us probably have in our pockets, worth millions? Well, it's not just the coin itself, but it's all about its rarity, condition, and certain unexpected errors that make these quarters extremely valuable. Before we dive into the specifics of the 2002 P Washington quarter, let's take a moment to understand what makes a coin valuable in general. The value of a coin isn't just determined by its age or face value. Several factors influence how much a coin can be worth on the market. First, there's rarity. The fewer coins that exist, the higher the demand from collectors, and that's where things get interesting. Next is condition. Coins in pristine condition, also known as high-grade coins, fetch a premium. The more worn a coin is, the less it's typically worth. But a coin that's almost perfected, that's what serious collectors are looking for. Rarest coins. Now let's talk about the 2002 P Washington quarter itself. You might be wondering, what's so special about this particular coin? Well, most of the 2002 P Washington quarters were minted in large numbers. In fact, over 500 million were produced in Philadelphia that year. So, a standard, everyday 2002 P quarter is worth just 25 cents. But hold on, what if this quarter has a mistake, an error? That's where things get really exciting. Now let's dive into the specific error that can make the 2002 P Washington quarter worth millions. Believe it or not, the most valuable 2002 P quarters are those that were mistakenly minted with double die errors. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck with a misaligned die, creating a doubling effect on the text or image. In this case, the doubling often appears on the Liberty or In God We Trust inscriptions on the coin, and sometimes even on Washington's profile. So, how much can these double die error quarters fetch? A single coin in perfect condition with a noticeable doubling error has been known to sell for as much as $50,000 or more. And that's just for one coin. Imagine finding a batch of these quarters. Rarest coins. Let's look at some real-life examples of those error coins that have sold for astronomical prices. In 2019, a 2002 P Washington quarter with the prominent double die error sold at a prestigious coin auction for over $100,000. That's no typo, at $100,000 for a quarter worth 25 cents. And right. Hey, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Rarest coins. If you're a coin collector or simply someone who's interested in rare treasures, you're in for a real treat today. We're talking about the 1998p Washington quarter, an unassuming coin that might be hiding an incredible fortune. It's a relatively recent coin, minted in 1998, but there's more to it than meets the eye. So, let's break down why this particular quarter could be worth millions. The 1998p Washington quarter is part of the regular series of quarters minted in Philadelphia during the late 1990s. Nothing too special at first glance, right? But don't let its everyday appearance fool you. There's something about this coin that collectors and investors alike have started to notice. Rarest coins. To understand the value of the 1998p Washington quarter, we first need to talk about the mint mark, specifically the P mint mark. You might be wondering, what's so special about the mint mark? Well, the 1998p is one of the first quarters struck at the Philadelphia Mint with the mint mark in over 60 years. Since 1931, quarters produced in Philadelphia had been released without a mint mark. But in 1998, the U.S. Mint reintroduced the P mint mark for quarters struck in Philadelphia, signaling a historical change in coin production. This made the 1998p Washington quarter one of the first coins from the Philly Mint to feature a mint mark in decades. Rarest coins. Okay, so we know that the 1998p Washington quarter is historic because of its mint mark, but does that automatically mean it's worth a lot of money? Not exactly. While the regular 1998p Washington quarters are valuable to collectors for their historical significance, they aren't the million-dollar coins we're looking for. So, what's the catch? On the surface, the 1998p Washington quarter is worth around its face value, just 25 cents unless it's in mint state or in excellent condition. For example, a coin that's never been in circulation, or one that's in near perfect shape, could fetch anywhere from $2 to $5, depending on where it's sold. So, it's not necessarily worth millions. A broken bar yet. Rarest coins. So, what's the big deal? How could a 1998p Washington quarter be worth millions? The answer lies in errors, specifically the double die-obverse error. And this is where things get really exciting. A double die-obverse error happens when a coin's design is struck multiple times by the same die, causing a duplication or doubling of the design on the coin. In the case of the 1998p Washington quarter, this error typically shows up on the Liberty inscription and the words "In God We Trust," as well as other parts of the coin's design. This kind of error is extremely rare, and because it alters the coin's appearance, it can make the coin highly desirable to collectors. A simple doubling effect is what gives the 1998p DDO its added value. $1 million. Rarest coins. Now, let's get to the most exciting part of the value. How much could a 1998p Washington quarter with the DDO error actually be worth? The answer may surprise you. A regular 1998p Washington quarter without the DDO error is worth just about $2 to $5. But when you find the 1998p Washington quarter with the DDO error, the value skyrockets. Depending on th.